some nice melons.
Why, thank you.
I don't know about you all, but I'm so excited. I'm lactating. Okay, here we are again, and it is Tuesday, which means Taylor and Karen. I am originally from California. I'm 37. And I had anorexia for 37. And I had anorexia for about 12, 13 years. Been in recovery for almost 7. Yeah, I've been at a normal weight now for about 7 years. A few setbacks. I think, one major relapse. But I never went inpatient, so it was kind of, every wake-up call that I had was pretty much that. It was pretty scary, and I guess, one day I just decided that I didn't want to die, and so it started me on my journey to recovery. The roots of my eating disorder, I think are twofold. It's sexuality, I'm a dyke, and childhood sexual abuse, both of which I've come to terms with. I've been able to forgive my abusers, forgive myself for a lot of things. Since I've really never had treatment for my eating disorder directly, I do have the anorexic thoughts, and I do know that I will never be able to say that I have recovered. I believe it's a process, not an event, and once an anorexic, always an anorexic. But I think once that light goes on in your head, that pink elephant in the room, once that goes off and you realize, that you're like way in over your head, which isn't hard for me to do considering I'm yay big. I think then the eating disorder becomes a choice, and so I think with recovery, our choices are restored, and so now, at the end of the day, I can say whether or not I chose to listen to the voice. I used to say that I hated food, but, that's a lie. I hated what I thought it did to me, which was very illogical, and, is that a word? Yeah. But, my favorite food, in the world is chicken. I'd sell my mom on the street for a bucket of KFC. Don't tell her I said that. But, yeah, I struggle with meals, not, every minute of every day. I'm not consumed with thoughts of food, thoughts of feeling fat, because feeling fat, fat is not a feeling. That's a lot of F's. Say that three times fast. But I have to say that I'm grateful for the route I took. Like I said, I never went inpatient. I just had, parents who were supportive. I had a few really supportive friends, and, which, so many people believe that you can't recover, on your own. And I think my other half, Taylor, I think he and I have that in common, that, you know, we just basically decided that our way of dealing with life wasn't working. So it all came down to a decision. But I do know that I will always struggle with food, but that doesn't make it any less of a victory. You know, I think that just makes us human, because, you know, with eating disorders, you know, they take away our choices. They take away our identity and our humanity. I would, you know, I had a house full of food, a house full of healthy food, and I would sneak out of the house after my parents or whoever I was living with at that time. I would go out and dig through other people's garbage cans for food, because that's all I thought I was worth. It took away so many of the things, you know, that I enjoyed doing, and you know, and one of those things that I enjoyed doing was eating. So, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, where I'm at. I've had a lot of physical consequences because of my actions, my behavior, you know, which are just absolutely sickening when you think about it. It's something that is so preventable. It's 100% preventable. It's 100%, even though there's no cure, there's 100% chance at recovery, you know, if you stick to it, and if you decide that you are worth saving. I'm a published author. I'm working on my second book, and I write every day. And you know, even though my eating disorder spawned some really great pieces of writing, eventually it got to the point to where I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't think, I couldn't put two words together. You know, I enjoyed being outside. I used to love rollerblading. And with my condition now, you know, I'm not able to do that. I love true crime. I've got a huge library of true crime books. I love the National Geographic Channel, Taboo. That's some crazy shit. But I have a cat, or 4. And I think y'all met Tim and Tessa. I always tend to say that I'm a patient person, but I noticed that, you know, the other day I was making something, I put it in the microwave, and I stand in front of that microwave and just, hurry up, you know, and it's like, so maybe that's a lie, maybe I'm not patient. Yeah, 57 inches right here, although, you know, when I wear these boots, see, I got about 2 inches, so technically, when I wear these boots, I am not a dwarf. Yeah, I like long walks on the beach, candles, a good movie. I poke dead things with a stick. Really get my rocks off. Something such as an eating disorder can, you know, separates you from the rest of the world. You know, we are afraid of everything. Still, we're afraid of nothing, and that includes death. Although that is a guarantee with an eating disorder, that you will die, you know, it just comes down to, you know, you just have to ask yourself, is this what I want? Anyway, I'm like kind of all over the place. I think, yeah, kind of crazy. You know what? I'll be right back.